Head to Port Harcourt, where my guest, Udengs is ready to join me to discuss on some of the issues we have raised. Udengs, you are welcome to Political Update.
Thank you, and good afternoon, Nigerians.
Radre is a member of the APC and also the Labour Party governorship candidate in the 2023 Bayelsa State governorship elections. So from that introduction, some people will be wondering, in 2023, he was the Labour Party candidate, and in 2025, he's a member of the APC. Can you share with us what really attracts you people to the APC that other members who are not members of APC are not aware of? Can you share with us why your choice of APC?
Choice of APC. I was a member of the APC, but having sat down with leaders and said that at 47 at that time, I felt that it was time for young people to take leadership, because most of those who had led, especially in Bayelsa State, are people who were in their early 40s. And so I felt that it was time for young people to also be given the opportunity. Am I actually young? At 47, I felt that we were over mature to take leadership, and having contributed in various levels of society, one time president of the Student Union in University of Benin, Secretary General of Joint Council, President of Joint Council, Commissioner, and also served as special assistant in the federal level. I felt that I was mature enough to lead my state, and met leaders to say, look, we worked with you people, it's our time. And they say, no, they want to continue. And I said, in that case, let's look for a platform. And I participated, thinking that the Labour Party itself was a place where we could have people with integrity and competence. But unfortunately, having gone through the whole hog, I discovered nakedly that those ingredients were truly missing in the Nigerian political space. And I felt that as a young person, I don't want to be in the opposition. My people, again, are too poor in Bayelsa State to be playing this opposition politics. And so we said, look, I would rather be working for the system so that I can also be given an opportunity to express myself in leadership. And if you are in an opposition that does not have direction and does not have leadership, at my age, I don't have time to waste. And so I decided to go back to where I came from. And then with the resolve that since we operate rotational politics in Bayelsa, it will no longer be the turn of the central. Therefore, I'm going to work with like minds to support those who can develop the state and ultimately support the president to succeed in the country. When I look at what is happening in Nigeria, people blame the president. But you see, Nigeria have evolved. Nigeria is a place where the system is in near comatose, that a president alone cannot get this job done until the people, he is able to mobilize people of like minds who understand what the issues are. That's when we can solve the problem of the country. And that's why some of us, having known him over the years, decided to pitch tent with him and see what we can do to change the equation. You see what's happening in parties. The PDP, place where we were all in, men agree to say that North and South, North you have produced, South, we all agreed. And then governors, people who are supposed to be respectable in society, who are supposed to be examples, go at the back to betray an agreement. And that is the bane of the crisis in PDP that is affecting the Niger Delta today. People are forgetting the genesis. Wike have said, look, we agreed on something. Why are you guys going against the agreement? And they thought they can just do what they like and get away with it. But when you see somebody who puts his foot on the ground and say, no, we must stand by what we all agreed. So you can see that this is the reason why people are beginning to leave the PDP, because nobody is providing the leadership that is expected. I, for one, was expecting that somebody like Atiku should have brought his machinery That is machinery, that is doggedness they talk about. They should have brought it to first resolve the party issues. But because of lack of leadership in the PDP, that's the way people are leaving. That because of lack of leadership in the APC, in the Labour Party, is the reason why people are leaving. And you can see that the APC seems to be the only place where there is steady, seemingly steady leadership. And for me, I think that, like I said always, my people are too poor for opposition politics. I saw it, nakedness of that poverty while campaigning. People who had no education, people who had no schools, people who had no livelihood. When you are campaigning, they sit down, they listen to it, they cry. But on election day, they take 5,000 and forget about where they are coming from. And this is across board, 20,000, depending on how the negotiation goes. I didn't have the money to pay. And I told them in the campaign, I don't have money to pay, but I have the capacity and intellect to deal with the problems of the state. But
okay, well, just a minute. You said the people there are too poor to be in an opposition, but we still have some PDP states, especially in that your region. What advice will you give? Because I've read in different papers where you are saying that this is the right time to take that decision, or let's forget about it. So what advice will you give to parties, PDP, and the other political parties that are still, according to you, at the other side?
First of all, I'm an Ijaw, and we as Ijaw people, we are the majority ethnic nationality in the Niger Delta. But while I was president of the Ijaw Youth Council, I made sure that I did not rub it in on other ethnic nationalities. I made sure that we work together, and that's how I started the Niger Delta Ethnic Nationality Youth Leadership Council, so that every president of ethnic nationality come together, we take common decisions and we implement. That way, you do not rob the ego of other or abuse the ego of other ethnic nationalities. And I think part of the resentment that we have as Ijaw people is because of, we wanting to act as if we are domineering. As Ijaw people, we have always been aligning with the center. That's what I came to know. We never knew our people for opposition politics until 2015. And if you see what is happening in the Nigerian political space today, those who are in authority do everything to protect their own ethnic nationality interests. Let's forget about this one Nigeria thing. It's not working. Anybody this is like a conglomerate of interests that have come together. So at that table of discourse, when they discuss and they pump all the oil from the Niger Delta to arrange the cake on the table, when they are sharing it today, they just are usually not there, because in the political equation, we have found ourselves in opposition. This opposition, you don't get heads, is going nowhere. And as an Ijaw, I felt that I should talk to our leaders, that the governor, the former governors, these are individuals that have attained status. The status that sit on the table, we also have individuals that have attained it. So a governor of Bayelsa State is seen as the Governor General of the Ijaw Nation. So whether you are in party A or B, our loyalties usually gravitate towards the person who is the political leader of the state. And usually it is the governor. And so even if you are in another party, you gravitate that loyalty to them. So when there is an issue, just like the recent issue between PDP members, that was now snowballed as an Ijaw problem with other ethnic nationalities. And some of us tried to say, no, it wasn't an Ijaw issue, it is a political issue and must be resolved politically by parties going back to their roots to talk to themselves. But the Ijaw people, they threw all kinds of stones at me when I said, no, let us not ethnicize a political issue. So we have boxed ourselves as Ijaw people politically to a corner. And that's why we are talking to our leaders that, look, you people have attained the status. The Governor Doyediri is a sitting governor. If he goes to the APC today, he will be seated on the table the same way the Delta governor was seated on the table yesterday. Governor Dixon, former Governor Dixon, is the service senator, a ranking senator. If he's in the APC, he will be seated on the table. So when they are sharing that national cake in terms of appointments and projects and all that, we also will be considered. Somebody will speak for us. So, and then somebody will be able to stand and say, look, no. But today, when the politicians are seated, the jobs are not on the table. We want to risk political alienation. And so some of us as younger ones have said, no. If you go to the north, you see APC and PDP working together, PDP members of the same family, the same state, on this side, the APC on this side, they all work together and see what they can bring to develop their state. Why is it that in the south, we want to tear ourselves and kill ourselves for political interest? Then tomorrow something happens, the people who have led to several deaths and conflicts sit on one table. Why don't we just bring this table and sit on it at once? And that's why I have opined that our leaders, it is time to be part of the central government and work with President Asiwaju. After all, the APC leadership supported the government of Bayelsa State. If not for Asiwaju, the governor wouldn't have won the election in Bayelsa State. The entire instrumentality of government worked for the PDP in Bayelsa State. And so if they have done that, it is only proper that you work with them. But we are saying that don't work with them at night and stand outside in the daytime. Come out, let's all sit on the table and then see how we can contribute effectively to leadership and also get what is due our people, because just as we contribute to the national purse, we must also be seen on that table of discourse. Yesterday's picture traumatized me when I saw that APC leaders were meeting in Abuja. The Delta governor representing an ethnic nationality is seated. You see the Senate president, the former governor, seated. I would have loved to see Senator Dixon, a former governor, seated on the table. Governor Doediri.
Okay. Sorry, I even asked my director to keep that report aside, but since you have called for it, if my director can give us the meeting of the APC governors and the ministers that was held in Abuja. If that clip is ready, please, let's take a look at it and then we continue our discussion, please.
The elaborate session, which was held closed door for several hours, revealed that APC is making a significant difference in the governance of Nigeria, especially in the management of high-profile foreign debts.
Today, Mr. President is being vindicated. Gradually, international organizations like World Bank, IMF, are now beginning to commend the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for taking bold decisions in embarking on a reform-driven government.
The session also reaffirmed support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and scored his administration high in the delivery of the renewed hope agenda to Nigerians and spoke on May 29 preparations.
As we reach our midpoint, it is also important for all of us, the presidential communication team, the national communication team, everyone to come together so that we can look at our messaging and fine-tune it so that Nigerians can be better informed and enlightened about our activities and programs.
And our meeting went well. We put our heads together, we discussed, and we agreed that going forward, working as a family, we must struggle to serve Nigeria better.
The meeting also resolved to ensure the administration of the party affairs thrive in line with emerging trends and appealed for support and solidarity at all levels in Abuja.
My guest is still in Port Harcourt, Udengs, a member of the APC. That is the gathering we're talking about, and that is where you want to see more of your people. So, few days or weeks from now, the president will be marking 2 years in office. Can you please give us a brief assessment of these 2 years of the Bola Tinubu presidency?
Into talking about the assessment, in my own view, of what the president have done, you just showed that clip. You know, it further reawakened my trauma when I saw it and my people were not seated on that table. Just to also inform you, the president travels on international trips, and I watch those side talks. You see where Niger State Governor is with the president on the side talk, is discussing agriculture and showcasing his state's potentials with international investors. You see the president in China. State governors who are on the same party with the president are traveling with the president and using the opportunity to showcase their states to international investors, and eventually we are hearing what is happening in those states from those side meetings. Those are part of the ingredients that we are missing out as a result of not being part of the central leadership. And so I think that I further call on the leaders of the Niger Delta. Recently they said the enemy of Bayelsa governor is the only joy enemy. Make the governor himself go make friends so that his friends will not be the only joy friends. That's why I'm saying come to the APC, so that your leadership in the APC, your role in the APC will rub off on the entire Ijaw nation for progress. Now looking at the president, look, I don't envy Mr. President, because this is a president who knows how to get things done. But I think that most of the people around the president don't really understand the mindset of the man and where he should be. However, a lot have also happened in the progress that he has made within the 2 years. First, the issue of security. If not for recently, we begin to see some cases of Boko Haram. For some time, in the last months, we have not had any major insurgent attack that ravaged the country like what happened recently. And I believe strongly that the president is yet to deal with the internal saboteurs. By the time he's able to deal with that, we would have been able to nip in the bud the excesses of insecurity, especially in the northern part of the country, because that seems to be one of the biggest problems that we face. But I have seen that there's a lot of progress being made. Equipments are being bought, helicopters, the Air Force have enriched their fleet because of the support that the president have given to them. You look at construction. I was on the East-West Road. This is a road that the Niger Delta people are held on the neck of successive leadership. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came in and he had deployed the Ministry of Works to deal with the road, the East-West Road. I tell you today that you can drive on both lanes to Bayelsa. Just recently, yesterday I passed there, I saw that they have concluded the culverts on this side, and so they've moved on to the right-hand side. So that way, the traffic gets to that point, then veers off and go back on the other lane. So you can see the tremendous progress that have been done in road construction. You talk about securing the oil and gas assets. You see what the president have done in encouraging community-based participation in the oil and gas activities. Aside from the securing of pipelines, in the value chain of the oil and gas, we are seeing a lot of our people now play, because this administration have opened the space for those who think that they can participate too. Unlike before, where it was an exclusive reserve for people from a certain part of.
Very much, Udengs. Rather, I was afraid even before we started the program that I'm afraid that is much you can take from you, because we still need to bring you more. Probably the next one we'll be talking about the president's 2 years in office, so that we can have enough time to discuss. I most sincerely appreciate you for joining us all the way from Port Harcourt. Thank you very much.